It has been more than a year since Alex Murdaugh told police that he arrived home at his family's 1,770-acre estate in Islandton, South Carolina, and discovered the lifeless bodies of his wife, Maggie, and son, Paul. They had been shot to death with 2 different firearms. That was on June 7, 2021. At the time, Alex Murdaugh was a respected and powerful attorney in Hampton County. His well-connected family had a stranglehold on local politics. Generations of Murdaughs held the office of 14th Circuit Solicitor, basically the district attorney, for more than 85 years. At the time of the murders, Murdaugh was thought by many to be a grieving victim himself, but last week, authorities charged him with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. While the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, SLED, would not comment on the charges, a law enforcement source with direct knowledge of the case tells People in its latest issue that they have a mountain of evidence against Murdaugh, and that they took a year to charge Murdaugh because authorities wanted to properly investigate the murders. The law enforcement source tells People that blood spatter allegedly found on Alex Murdaugh's clothes indicates he was at the scene at the time of the murder, and not visiting his father at the hospital, as he later claimed. Additionally, the source says that Murdaugh's cell phone, watch, and vehicle GPS also contradict his assertion that he was continually with his father at the hospital. Investigators say that Murdaugh lured Maggie to the scene, saying that he wanted to go with her to visit his ailing father, with whom she was very close. According to several sources, Maggie and Alex had hit a rough patch in their marriage, and she was staying at the family's beach house on Murdaughs Island, approximately an hour away from the family's estate. The law enforcement source tells People that Maggie initially declined to meet Alex at the family home, suggesting instead that they meet at the hospital. Ultimately, she consented to meet at the property, planning to follow Alex to the hospital in her own vehicle. On her way to the house, Maggie allegedly messaged a friend, saying that something about her husband's behavior felt fishy, the law enforcement source says. "Heads up to something," Maggie allegedly wrote to her friend. Perhaps the biggest piece of evidence that law enforcement has is cell phone audio and video that appears to place Murdaugh at the scene, talking with Maggie just moments before she was killed. While the law enforcement source outlines the case against Murdaugh in this week's People, the accused murderer will appear in court on Wednesday morning for a bond hearing which should publicly outline at least some of the evidence against him. Murdaugh has spent much of the last year in jail on other charges. Since the murders, he has been charged with nearly 90 crimes. Most of the charges are for alleged financial crimes, including misappropriating money from his law firm, defrauding clients of funds, and computer crimes. Authorities allege that he also defrauded the family of his former housekeeper of a $4.5 million insurance settlement after she died in a mysterious slip and fall accident at his home. After his wife and son were murdered, Murdaugh made news again when he allegedly tried to stage his own death so that his one surviving son, Buster Murdaugh, 26, could benefit from the $10 million life insurance settlement. He was criminally charged in connection with the alleged botched suicide for hire plot and is awaiting trial in that case. Murdaugh has pleaded not guilty to all of the previous counts. He has yet to enter a plea against the murder charges. Murdaugh's attorneys have not returned people's calls for comment, but they maintain his innocence in a statement. Alex wants his family, friends and everyone to know that he did not have anything to do with the murders of Maggie and Paul, his attorneys wrote. He loved them more than anything in the world.